Andrews here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the latest My Dying Bride album, the Ghost of Orion. And this album is actually the first My Dying Bride album in like 4.5 years or so since this album that I really enjoy, Feel the Misery. You guys get to enjoy some stained glass there. Now, the Ghost of Orion opens up with Your Broken Shore. I love the hypnotic main lead that reminds me, not saying it is, but it reminds me of Cry of Mankind, which is an epic masterpiece, and this song sort of reminds me of that with this lead, and then you're joined by and complemented by the classic somber-like violin, which seduces the listener. And I really enjoy the lone Aaron Stainthorpe here as he poetically soothes you along, and then his harsh vocals attack. And this back and forth of pure tranquility and intensity really gives you a lot to soak up, and many times it's accompanied by this great lead, and such is the poetry of Your Broken Shore. Awesome opener. And to say right off the bat, I just want to mention the production of the drums. I really enjoy the snapping of the snare, the dense tom work. It just really adds a lot of depth and a lot of intensity at moments in this album. Awesome job there, and you really can hear that throughout the whole album, but I really enjoy some of that snare work in songs like To Outlive the Gods and Tired of Tears. Both these songs are full of this violin and guitar dual waltzing together, and the lead really work throughout is very mesmerizing in both tracks as well. Both tracks really come right at you with this impact of guitar use, and that snare just really hammers home a stiff beat. And I really enjoy how the cymbals sort of just circle around the low ends and splash nicely. Really good job on these two tracks. Next track I want to mention is The Long Black Land. This has a mix of sorrow and hatred musically, and I attribute that to the heavy, thick rhythms and a bit of scowling from Aaron Stainthorpe. Then we start to drift on this placid current with this slow, dark ascension, and this is where the word black in the title really comes to life here musically. It gives off this dark storm in an ocean-like sort of vibe to me. I love how the lyrics and vocals really go hand in hand in this track. Really enjoyed that one, and it's followed up by the title track, The Ghost of Orion. I enjoy the suspense and subtle eeriness that this 3-minute plus track has, and it really builds slowly, so the anticipation grabs you. And I do feel like this song is actually more of an outro to The Long Black Land and not really an intro to the next track. I feel like it sort of does that. It's sort of a unique little vibe I got from that. And then you jump into it does switch over to The Old Earth very nicely, and it has this very methodical track that this one is, which bludgeons you with these beastly riffs, savage vocals, and I love when the tempo picks up and the guitars and vocals get even more gargantuan as you go along, and the clean vocals with the lyrics have this pleading mood, like people, begging for their lives, sort of. And I love how something so subtle as double bass can change the energy. I'm not talking fast double bass, just like a slower tempo double bass, really change the energy, and how violin can change the emotion of a song entirely. Because these two things in this song drastically change The Old Earth. As you go along about halfway in or so, 4 minutes. It's really a nice job of what they did. I like the composition on this. And then the album is capped off by the angelic harmony and this walk down the dark cathedral aisle accompanied by the Reaper himself in Your Woven Shore. To me, this has the same effect as those two previous ones, how it's sort of an outro track to The Old Earth and an outro for the album itself. Really interesting album, the way My Dying Bride shifted it up on this one. Different than Feel the Misery, but definitely unique and creative, and I really enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe to my channel for more metal content as well. Tell me what you think of Ghost of Orion, and also I'm going to put my first, one of my old My Dying Bride videos here. You'll see how raw I am. Take a look at that. It's kind of funny to how I am today. But, check out that one, and also more metal content down below, as well as the songs for Ghost of Orion. So, check that stuff out. Altars of Grief might be down there if you're interested in some doom metal. Till next time, folks. Heavy listening.